Hello, in this video, I'll be walking you through the new functionalities introduced in Think7 QMS version 1.01 release. In this release, we have made few UI changes. Users and QC group tabs have been moved under Login tab present here. Also, ATM and IP address tabs have been introduced in this release. Process symbol and class symbol tabs have been moved under the Symbols tab present here. We have now introduced the new functionality where you can create multiple sections within a plant. You can then assign users to one or more sections. You can also assign machines to individual sections. All your existing machines and users will be moved to a default section after the upgrade. We have now introduced the new functionality through which you can create multiple ATMs within a plant. You can either create one ATM for all tasks for each section, or if you want specific tasks for particular roles to be triggered to different ATMs, you can do so by selecting the section and role here. For example, if I create an ATM for my section 1 and assign only tool setter role to it, all my tool setup tasks for machines under section 1 will get triggered to this particular ATM. In this release, we have now added a new functionality through which you can limit the access of users depending on the IP they are logging in from. For example, I can now assign one or more IP segments to each role, and users under that role will be able to log in only from the IP segments listed here. If you do not want to limit the access for a role, you can leave these fields blank, and that particular role will be able to log into Think7 QMS from anywhere. We have now introduced OEE graphs in Think7 QMS. To access these, you can click on the reports icon present here and then click on OEE tab. You can select the filters as required and click on this button to get the graphs. You will see 4 graphs here. The first one in the center of the screen is the OEE graph, and the 3 graphs below this are the individual availability, productivity, and quality graphs. We have now added an option on the part details screen through which you can copy PPAP documents from another part. Please note that this option will be enabled only if the PCM for that particular part does not exist. You can now create multiple work orders on a machine. The scheduled work orders will not get started unless the previous work order on the machine is set to production complete. Also, when you set your machine to idle by selecting production complete as the idle reason, in case there is any work order scheduled on that machine for a future time, you will get a pop-up asking if you want to prepone that work order. You can click here to prepone the work order and start it immediately. In the part details screen, if the part has versions, you can now navigate to previous or next version by clicking on this hyperlink. Thank you for watching. For further assistance, please feel free to drop us an email at help@think7.in.